Philadelphia, Bruce Ruffin with a record of 9-7, an earned run average of 4.02. And for the Mets, Dwight Gooden with a record of 8-3, an earned run average of 2.69. Well, hi, everybody. And here's Bob Ojeda throwing yesterday, and he is hopeful to come back this year, but I think that's a little bit remote. The Mets are hoping that David Cohn, who is down at Tidewater and is pitching tonight, will be able to be brought up in a week or two.
You know, they talk about having a perfect motion and you won't hurt your arm. I believe Bobby Ojeda has an excellent motion, and he came down
arm injury-free.
I agree.
One of the things that's interesting was that Tom Seaver, who is a stickler on mechanics and had great mechanics, said that he didn't think Ron Darling would last because of 2-2 pitch back up there, and that's all for Samuel. That is strikeout number 68 for Dwight Gooden. He has worked 90 2/3 innings.
Well, this is a good piece of cheese right here. Samuel swinging through the pitch. Ball is really by him. Here's the hook. Throw a hook like that to anybody, you're going to throw a strike.
Well, after missing with 2 curveballs, you got to look fastball, and he came back with the curve and froze him.
You know, the only way you're going to hit a curveball that breaks like that is if you look for it. You're not going to make an easy adjustment.
Back again, and the curveball. 4 in a row, and Von Hayes struck out. Second strikeout. Gooden off to a fast start.
Well, once again, Dwight Gooden with that good curveball. Right over the top. Toughest pitch to control consistently. You come right over the top, and you pull the shade down, just like...
Ball play. And strike 3. Gooden gets his 3rd strikeout.
And a good fastball. We might be in here for a while tonight with the pitcher's duel. Gooden throwing the ball well, and what did Mark Callahan get on the gun? There it is, 93 miles.
1-2 the count. And the curveball, strike 3. So Gooden gets his 4th strikeout, and he leaves the runner on a walk. The score at the end of 1.5 innings, the Phillies nothing, the Mets nothing.
It's a little turn.
And a base hit to left field. Base hit by Carter in the right field. Reynolds to second base and holding there. And the Mets with runners at first and second and no one out.
It was a funny scene.
3-0 the count, and ball 4, and that loads up the bases. Cut up a little bit. And there's a ground ball to the shortstop. They'll try for 2. I don't think they'll get it. And they don't. Samuel had trouble getting rid of the ball on his pivot at second.
Carter's the runner.
And it's looped in the right field. It'll be a base hit. Coming in to score is Carter, and the Mets lead it 2-0 as Dwight Gooden drives in his 2nd run of the year.
And Lee Elia not very happy. You know something, I never believe in that squeeze play. Here's a base hit as Dwight Gooden gets jammed and loops the ball in, and Gary Carter scoring easily.
Gooden gets his 7th base hit. And now the Mets have 2-2. And that's strikeout number 5.
Oh, Dwight mowing him down. You're real good hitters.
And a 2-2 pitch, a fastball, and he got him looking. Gooden gets his 6th strikeout, and he leaves 2 on 2 hits. And the score at the end of 2.5 innings, the Mets 2, the Phillies nothing. Now let's go to
around our age. Really enjoyed that show. Oh, 3-2, Uncle Charlie, and that'll do it for Steve Jeltz. They leave a runner stranded at 3rd base. The Phillies fail to score after 3.5. That's the score, and we'll be back. He was going to be on Happy Felton's knothole, gang, as Ruffin takes strike 3, 1 down. Because he was the only base runner against Carl Erskine, he was going to be invited on the Happy Felton's knothole, gang. He was pulling for Carl Erskine, the opposing pitcher, to throw in. Chopper to Gooden. They're going to go to the plate. They got him! So Mike Schmidt trying to score in the chopper to Gooden. Gooden remained calm and made the throw.
Good point. That's exactly what he did. He didn't try to rush the throw. You can't do any more than the ball will allow you to do. Schmidt going on contact, and Gooden took his time. He let the ball come down. He knew who was running, and Schmidt never gets to the plate. Look at him, he's trying to step around. That's like hopscotch. He dropped his toy.
Whoop.
That balletic move of Dwight Gooden. I mean, you know, he caught the ball and
Was it for location? Swing and a miss, strike 3. Listen to this crowd. We'll be back.
Outs tonight off Ruffin.
Another ground ball up the middle. It could be close. Save! Infield hit for number 18.
Bruce Ruffin.
And there goes Strawberry. Throw to second. He's safe. Lance Parrish, who ordinarily up until this year has been a good throwing catcher, has been struggling. Although recently they said he's throwing the ball a lot better.
well, a real nip and tuck battle right here. As Strawberry not nipped by Parrish after Ruffin tucked.
The nip and tuck. Well,
Baseball's the same way.
and a fly ball to center field. Thompson goes back, makes the catch, and Strawberry hightails it to third. Fly ball, right field, right center field, way back, caught on the warning track by Wilson, and Strawberry scores easily. Lynn Wilson did a nice job chasing that ball down.
Well, an infield hit and a stolen base, a fly ball, and now the sacrifice fly by Gary Carter. It's almost like this inning, the Mets borrowing a page out of the St. Louis Cardinals playbook.
We can.
Fastball, got it. Strike 3, 2 away.
Well, Samuel not running with the pitch. Lee Elia having some good guesses here, as he did not have the runner going with a pitch on the strikeout call. Got him with a good fastball in the inside corner. And that was on the corner.
And only 3 flyouts and 8 groundouts. Really an unusual outing for
St. Louis 5 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Now they are out, so they're leading 6-5 as they go to the top of the 6th.
And I'll tell you, you talk about an emotional last 2 months. If the fans here are scoreboard watching now, boy, you talk about the tempo building. The Mets playing check swing. Hernandez on the short hop. 1 out, the big one.
For the bag to make an unassisted play.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 11 for Gooden. And the Phillies go in order. It's 3-1 New York, middle of the 8th, and we'll be back. Turned out to be a bad deal for Cincinnati because of Tolan. As Strawberry rips the breaking ball to right, Hernandez stops at second. So the Mets with runners on first and second, nobody out, and Kevin McReynolds the batter.
Now leads St. Louis 8-5 in the bottom of the 6th.
Exhausted fans and others at the end of the season if the
1.
well hit left field, way back is Gross, short hops the fence. Hernandez scores. Here comes Strawberry. 5-1 New York.
First run scored off Ritchie, and Howard Johnson comes up with 2 big runs batted in as he drills it into the corner in left field. Howard now in his last 11 ball games with 13 runs batted in, as Hernandez scores easily and Strawberry comes around to score behind him. 2 big RBI.
Well hit to center, but playable. Wilson over, and he makes the catch. Schmidt drilled it to center. But the Mets prevail here. Roger McDowell recording. Or no, he does not get a save, because the Mets were 4 runs ahead when he came in the ball game. So Roger McDowell does not get a save tonight. A no decision, but a victory for Dwight Gooden, his 9th of the year. His record now 9-3, and the losing pitcher, Bruce Ruffin, his record now 9-8. And some anxious moments there in the 9th inning, Ralphie.
You better believe it. Time run at first as the Phillies battled back, and they had their #1 home run hitter up in Mike Schmidt. But the line drive right at Mookie Wilson to end the ball game, and the Mets win it by a score of 5-3. And the Mets a chance to pick up a full game on St. Louis, as Montreal leads St. Louis after 6 by a score of 9-5. If St. Louis loses that ball game, the Mets will be 5.5 games out.
And they have not been 5.5, as close as 5.5 games out in some time. Totals on the ball game: 5-8-0 for the Mets, 3-10-0 for the Phillies. So 2 in a row over the Phillies. And remember,